Welcome back. The issue that brings us here today is something I've wanted to talk about ever since I played the Metroid Prime remaster. Short story. Certain scans caught my attention thanks to the new lore that Metroid Dread gave us. As you can see by the title, it's about the CHOZO culture. The tribes or factions. Specifically 4. Before analyzing each of these factions, I'll say if there are spoilers for Metroid Dread, Metroid Prime or Metroid Prime 3. Be advised. Anyways, where did I get this number? It all started here. The CHOZO Ice Temple in Phendrana Drifts. There is a big statue. A statue depicting a CHOZO balancing the plane of existence on his hands. And other 4 CHOZO bust statues in this forgotten frozen hallway. When you scan them, aside from knowing which one to blow up, you can read what they represent. The CHOZO statues depict the warrior, the architect, the philosopher, and the shamans. You need to destroy the last one in order to progress. Could this be the 4 aspects of the CHOZO civilization in general? Now, why do I consider these to be CHOZO factions? Because of the lore walls in Prime 1 and 3, plus what we have learned in Metroid Dread. Bear with me. Okay, let's start with the warriors. Spoilers for Metroid Dread. After playing Dread, we can easily identify the warriors. The Maukin tribe. The ones that refuse to go through the pacifist route, conserving their warrior roots instead, training against the local wildlife, even without armor in some kind of initiation ritual. Although still skillful in technology, focused more on the production of weapons, for an eventual resurgence, return to the universe from their hiding, ever since their civilization started to decline, make the CHOZO great again. Its most notorious member was their leader, Ravenbeak, who, aside from being a donor for Samus DNA, displayed wings. Why is this important? Because wings were rare to see in recent CHOZO. With more technology and longevity, their DNA and even fertility started to decline, losing their wings in the process, as seen for example in the Metroid manga, the canon one. So, we could consider many Maukins, by sticking to their old ways or inbreeding, managed to stay healthier, closer to the original CHOZO, or purer, like Ravenbeak. Maybe an important bloodline? But we are starting to go through the branches here. Furthermore, back then in Metroid Zero Mission days, the murals in the background already depicted different types of CHOZO. We had the peaceful, sleepy ones, while others were angry and depicted with violence as seen in these pictures. According to the wiki, may be derived from the Japanese word Maukin, bird of prey. Now, the shamans. Spoilers for Prime 1. Okay, instead of jumping to the other known tribe, the Touha, let's go to Metroid Prime 1. The tribe depicted in the statue we had to blow up. We have read quite the amount of information about what they describe as shamans. Who are the shamans? The CHOZO faction that live right here in Talon 4. They are a tribe that landed on the planet long ago. Although intelligent and inventive like every other CHOZO, they decided to connect to the planet, to nature, to polish in a spiritual level, achieving the ability to transcend and have visions. Let's check what they have to say. The history of the CHOZO stretches back into ancient times, so far in the fog of the past that we know not where our ancestors came from. One thing is clear, however. The CHOZO who colonized Talon 4 made a conscious choice to eschew a civilization of advanced technology. We CHOZO chose to live in harmony with nature, guided by the providence of the universe. We believe we will spend peaceful days here and plan to leave our worlds from time to time. Many long years have passed since we CHOZO first took root in this land. The passage of time has always been a source of fascination for us. It is the belief of many CHOZO sages that the truth of the universe hides within the tumbling currents of time's flow. Even as we search for answers there, however, we find illumination in other unexpected places. We know not how the ability has come to us, but recently many CHOZO have begun to sense things beyond the realm of ordinary perception. Strange sights and inexplicable sensations flood us with visions. We take this growing ability to be a sign of our burgeoning harmonization with the infinite. Perhaps, finally, the universe's secrets are becoming known to us. Many CHOZO are gifted with the distant sight, and even more begin to learn it is as our harmonization with the universe becomes more and more complete. We peer forward, seeing prophecy in the ripples of the water, hearing rumors of coming days of the breath of the wind. Though we celebrate the distant sight, many of these visions are dark, the worst of prophecies, and the most common tells of the coming of the worm, born from parasites nurtured in a poisoned womb. The worm grows, devouring from within until the worlds begin to rot. Not all prophecies come to pass, of course, but we cannot help but fear this dark potent. So, that's why the CHOZO from Talon 4 match the shamans. Prophecies linked to nature and the temple grounds, talking through statues, or maybe even being the ghosts themselves. Okay, let's go to the other known faction now. The Architects. Spoilers for Dread and most games. The Architects, probably the Toha, are both easily and hard to identify, as most CHOZO could match the depiction at first glance. Even the Mocking have tech abilities, but they work closely with the Toha from time to time, more focused on weapons. An architect builds above all else. The Toha have proven to be the master builders, like in SR388, temples, labs, robots like our beloved Diggernaut, but also life. Architects of life. They created the Metroids. The Toha are from the CHOZO tribes that chose to become peaceful and leave their warrior lifestyle behind, focusing in science. The most well-known member, as we don't get to meet them too often, is Quiet Robe in Metroid Dread. We know both Toha and Mocking DNA runs through Samus's blood. The Toha DNA in particular, from Grey Voice, allows her special connection to Metroids and suppress the Metroid DNA takeover, while the Mocking blood makes her a target for them. The failsafe the Toha installed in Metroids, apparently. According to the wiki, Toha may be an anagram of the Japanese word hato, pigeon or dove. It may also derive from the Egyptian god Thoth, represented wisdom, science, magic, reminiscent of the scientific culture of the Toha tribe. Okay, now the philosophers. Spoilers for Metroid Prime 3. With all of that said, who are the philosophers? Well, this is a tough one. Which known CHOZO could fit the criteria of a philosopher? Scholars who study and preach the meaning of life, rationality. Well, I have two ideas, not necessarily contradicting each other. Those who crossed my mind were the CHOZO among the founders of the Galactic Federation, but most importantly, the CHOZO depicted in Metroid Prime 3. Specifically, in the Tragedy of Brio, we are told about how CHOZOs, along with the Ilia and our beloved Luminoth, established contact with the Reptilicus, helping to establish science and the Lords of Science in said planet. However, as the murals themselves say, the warning of the CHOZO to seek balance between the old and new ways were not heeded by the Lords of Science, myself included. This is the last Lord of Science who is speaking, by the way. We forged on, ignorant of the rage in the hearts of the primals. Friends from the stars tried desperately to end the conflict, all in vain. As you can see, they were kinda diplomats. Anyways, there you have it. Although we still lack much data to confirm this to 100%, I firmly believe I'm onto something here. I'm really curious about the past of the CHOZO now, before they departed ways. Early CHOZO developing spaceships, discovering planets, conquering. The Game Boy and Prime games were developed kinda together, right? Ever since that era, there's been more lore consistency, and Dread is the last original story crafted. So, I trust these similarities and consistency to be on purpose. This isn't Zelda after all. I wonder if they have a lore book somewhere for us in the future. This script, hence video, still feels empty. Am I forgetting? I feel I'm forgetting something. If you remember important details about CHOZO culture, like maybe more Prime 3 scans, please leave it in the comments below. Now that the CHOZO saga has ended, I wonder if we'll ever hear more of them in the future. We did in the Phasian trilogy, at least, and they were essential for the current status quo of the galaxy, Samus technology and the foundation of the Galactic Federation. But I don't think they will be the highlight of Metroid Prime 4. This isn't a Metroid Prime 4 video, so I won't talk about the plot threads that could lead there, for now. Anyways, that will be for today. Have a good one.